So you know how YouTubers do that thing where it's like, make sure you watch until the end of the video because I'm going to be giving away a surprise, and the surprise is usually as exciting as like a 3% discount on biodegradable cutlery or something. Well, it's going to be a little more exciting than that. Chances are if you've watched this video, then... Well, I'm not going to say anymore because that would just ruin the whole surprise, wouldn't it? Who do you think I am? So I got another question on the rhythms that I use in my solos and where I kind of got the inspiration from. And again, it's really that sort of progressive kind of style of music, which is quite syncopated and offbeat, but it just sounds so bouncy. There's nothing quite like it for me. And it's just the kind of music that really hits the sweet spot. You know, like I was saying with the Coalescence EP, I'm just taking all the ideas that I like and just putting it in my own music, really. So definitely the rhythmic element is from the progressive side of music, I reckon. I forgot to say earlier, but I was classically trained. I've never actually had any jazz lessons or done any kind of studies in jazz. That was pretty much all self-taught, I'd say, during lockdown, actually, because that's when I started getting into improvisation. So that was how I started learning improvisation, was through a bit of just listening to a lot of jazz and just kind of working out what other people playing, and did a bit of transcribing, so the usual kind of listening to a trumpet solo and then just trying to learn it by ear and just play it on the trumpet. And then another couple things that I did to learn improvisation was backing tracks, so YouTube backing tracks. I just kind of put on some sort of backing track that someone had made, like a 12-bar blues or some sort of slow ballad, and then I'd just play around with stuff. But I think the main thing that really helped me, actually, weirdly enough, was transcribing guitar solos. Because a lot of people tell me that I kind of sound like guitar players would sound if they also played trumpet, sort of thing. And that is mainly because I just listen to guitar-based music. I do listen to a tiny bit of trumpet music, but honestly, I don't know what it is, but like trumpet music in general, and this is like a very general point, but a lot of trumpet-based music just doesn't interest me at all. So I just kind of prefer listening to guitar-based music. Alright, so what microphone do I use? So this is the Audio Technica AT2020. I've been using this on all of my YouTube videos and most of my releases, actually, pretty much all of them since Slim Shady, actually. So definitely would recommend it for anyone that plays trumpet or flugel. It's very affordable. I'm pretty sure I got it for less than 100 quid. And I don't think the price has changed since, so definitely check it out if you're on a budget but want a decent sounding microphone. I don't know about anything else, but it definitely sounds great on trumpet and vocals. Did you ever play in a band with multiple people? If so, what was my fondest memory? So, as it stands, I'm still in this band, actually. It's called Joe Broughton's Conservatoire Folk Ensemble. And it's a massive, like, 60-piece folk orchestra, essentially, where we do like traditional folk tunes from across the planet. Basically, we do, you know, we've done like traditional kind of Celtic stuff and reels, but then we also do like Bulgarian. We've done a Bulgarian tune. We've done some kind of Sousery, Cuban-y things, and loads of different things. The gig that really stood out for me was we managed to, this was back in 2019 during Brexit, and we did a gig in the EU Parliament in Brussels, and it was basically a mini campaign called Not Leaving Quietly, and did a gig in front of anyone and everyone who was in the Parliament on that day, and it was quite an emotional night. It was an extremely powerful and thought-provoking night as well, but just being able to play music live with so many people and in that specific place as well was quite monumental, I think, for all of us. And especially because COVID happened very soon after. It was the last kind of live music performance most of us had done before, you know, restrictions were starting to happen. The whole recording of the set is on YouTube, and I'll link the video in the description so you can watch it, so you can really get a sense as to what we're like and what kind of message we were putting across. But yeah, it was quite something. So I think I'll leave it there for today. Alright, so this is the session for Havana, which I'm working on at the moment. It's pretty much in the mixing stage, so I've recorded everything and then I've added all the instruments that I want to add, and I'm really just kind of balancing the levels really, and just trying to make each instrument pop out and make everything sound as good as possible, essentially. So I thought I'd just take you quickly through everything. So we've got the main trumpet, obviously, we've got lots of improv stuff going on. This whole kind of verse section here is the entirety of that video I did back in the end of last year, I can't remember when. And then you can see I've got lots of stacks and harmonies, which are basically just kind of filling out the spaces in between the improv sections. We've got a whole chorus section here, which is basically 9 trumpets, all recorded 3 times in 3 different harmonies. To create this kind of massive sort of wall of trumpet, and then we've got some kind of breakdown trumpet harmonies, sort of ethereal kind of background stuff, and then we've got this middle 8 stack section here, which if you've watched this video, that is basically the entirety of this section here. And then we've got, obviously we've got piano, we've got some synth layers, we've got some pads and some other stuff, and we've also got some risers, some cymbals, 2 different types of bass. We've got this Grove bass, which I'm really excited to show you guys because this sounds absolutely amazing. And then we've got some electronic drums as well as some kind of acoustic drums and percussion. Yeah, it's a pretty lively track. There's quite a lot going on. If I zoom out, actually, you can see that there's actually 2 versions of this track, which I'm working on. So there's a shorter version and then an extended version. So the running total for this extended version, I think, is about 5.5 minutes. So a bit longer than my usual covers. I could also, if you wanted me to, release an instrumental version without the trumpets. So everything trumpet wise is muted and you've just got the backing track essentially. So, you know, if you wanted to play along yourself or if you wanted to add your own bits to it and practice or whatever, that's easily done. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. So could potentially release 3 versions of this. But yeah, in terms of the release date, I'm not entirely sure how long it'll take me to do all of this kind of last 10%, because it's always the last 10% that takes the longest in some ways, but it shouldn't be too long. Hopefully it will be sent off to publishers in less than a month, so and it won't take more than a couple of weeks to get it sorted after that. So late May, possibly early June, but I'm hoping to get it sorted in May. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.